The wicked bitch of Montecito strikes again. And there really is no other way to describe the behavior of Meghan Markle towards her father having just had his leg amputated.
Messy Markle is back. Meghan says she emailed her father after his life or death surgery, though he says otherwise. The email she supposedly used has been inactive for 5 years. It seems funny to me that one of Fortune's most powerful women can't make a simple phone call to her father.
One is left to wonder if she's doing this because she wants to, or if she's doing this because she has to, because the media is roasting her for not reaching out as her father is seemingly, not faring as well.
She's never going to come and see her father. That's her main thing. She's a disgusting human being. The fact is, she said that it's going to be too expensive. She can't get a pass. Yes, and they won't pay for her.
He says, please come see me one more time before I die, as he's laying in a hospital bed after having his leg, his foot amputated.
Meghan Markle is heartless. She is a heartless daughter. I don't think there's any way around that.
Seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren.
Wednesday, Meghan drops with Love Meghan. Harry is on the Colbert Show, and we get word that Thomas is in the hospital. And Meghan's team, their initial reaction was that they were fact-checking it.
Markle's father, Thomas Markle, who's issued an emotional plea to his daughter, saying he doesn't want to die estranged.
That this woman who holds herself up and is happy to be lauded as a founder and a great, successful, intelligent woman cannot get a message to her father.
Meghan is still posting Stephen Colbert posts on her Instagram, ignoring the fact that her father's, safety is in jeopardy. Her father's life is in jeopardy. She's, giggling over a Colbert lip sync on Instagram. And it truly shows us who these two are.
She sent this letter while her dad was nearly dying in a hospital in Cebu in the Philippines, not to offer him a message of hope, not to pray for his survival, but to berate him, to lecture him, to abuse him, in part because one of the only people who has stood by him is a journalist for the Daily Mail. Well, it is a disgusting new low.
This is not how family members should be treating each other. And Harry, if he's not aware at this point that Meghan Markle will 100% do the same thing to him that she's done to her father, she will probably even do the same thing to her children at some point if they disappoint her.
It's no mystery that Meghan pays people to go after anybody who says anything bad about her. Meghan, you're going to be dragged into a sewer by all those dark shadows, into a sewer where you belong, because you're only putting out all this PR shit to boost your public image.
I think she's just I think she's just rotten, just horrible if that's the case. Just horrible. You just don't do that to family, in my opinion.
This week, tragic news surfaced. The news that makes folks shudder. In an emergency procedure in the Philippines, Meghan Markle's father, Thomas Markle, had his left leg amputated. It was life or death, according to the doctors. The infection was spreading quickly. He was brought in unconscious, unable to breathe. A guy who had previously worked 2 jobs to support his daughter's future laid on a hospital table during all of this. As if it were just another day in Montecito, Meghan was grinning and promoting her new chocolate bars on the internet. The globe was struck like a punch to the chest by that disparity. And that's precisely what caused people's reactions. They didn't sugarcoat it. They didn't avoid it by dancing. They expressed what millions of people were thinking. There is a severe problem if you are able to disregard your own father when he is losing his leg. Since this isn't a PR error, there is no miscommunication here. This is a live broadcast of a moral failing. One of the most terrible medical experiences a person may have is experienced by a father. One of the most well-known ladies in the planet, his daughter, just turns her head away, and that's when the real narrative starts. Age or gradual deterioration did not cause Thomas Markle to lose his leg. Everything went bad so quickly that he lost it. Just a few hours, the tissue in his lower leg changed from blue to black. According to medical professionals in the Philippines, surgeons were left with no option when a blood clot severely cut off circulation. It was either death or amputation. There was no time for protracted discussions or second thoughts. Fighting the clock, they moved right away. One thing was painfully obvious amid all of that commotion. There was no support for Thomas. He didn't have a wealthy daughter supporting his medical staff. The kind of top-notch care he would have gotten in the US was not even available to him. Had his son Thomas Jr. and a stressed hospital staff doing their best with limited resources.
She's trying to promote a Christmas special where she shoves family down our throat, and it's literally familyless. So she knew that this was detrimental to her brand and career, so she claimed she reached out to her father.
Sleuths on the internet, using the picture of Thomas Markle, they found the hospital he's in. They know exactly where he is. Don't tell me that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, with their security detail, their team, their agents, all of the resources at their disposal, they can't find their father.
Letter? Like what? Is she having it delivered by pigeon? This is just crazy in this day and age.
It's just heartless, Dan. Meghan Markle in this entire story comes across as heartless and hypocritical.
Well, if you've built a brand on compassion, on kindness, you got to follow through with it. You can't lecture us all on being sweet to one another during the holidays, and then this happens to your dad and you don't call him.
All he wants to do is hear from his daughter. And this is obviously a human tragedy, Paul, but it's bad PR for Meghan as well.
Imagine discovering after surgery that a portion of your body has been permanently removed. Imagine having to deal with that situation without your daughter. After her mother left, you raised the daughter by yourself. A daughter whose whole Hollywood career you funded. A daughter you thought you'd walk down the aisle. However, the silence exacerbated the entire problem. No visit, no call, no message, nothing. This was more than just a medical emergency to Thomas. When his daughter announced to the world that dad had passed away, it was proof that she meant it. People quickly realized that this was more than just another Meghan Markle news. This was not like the others. Meghan had every opportunity to make amends with her father for 7 long years. So this was intimate and emotionally revealing. Every birthday, every holiday, and every instance where their relationship could have been changed with just a phone call. However, she didn't. Rather, she created a new existence in which Thomas Markle was non-existent. There was no meeting prior to the wedding, no introduction to Harry, no reserved place at the ceremony, and no picture with the grandchildren he had always wanted to hold. Silently at first, then in public, she obliterated him. And now, the man who raised her fought for his life. People saw the truth they had tried to ignore. Meghan never stops talking about her chosen family, generosity, and compassion. But when she had nothing, she deserted the one who gave her everything. Public's animosity toward her was not solely caused by the amputation. Time is the issue. It's the quiet. It's the chill. While her real father lay in a hospital bed without a limb, they saw her grinning on TV, peddling holiday sweets, and performing skits about family and unity. When a life is at stake, hypocrisy strikes differently. Staged paparazzi pictures taken prior to the royal wedding are typically cited when discussing Meghan's conflict with her father, but the further you dig, the more bizarre the narrative becomes. As the photographer in question wasn't just any old freelancer. He was connected to both Thomas and Meghan.
Wednesday, Meghan drops with Love Meghan. Harry is on the Colbert Show, and we get word that Thomas is in the hospital. And Meghan's team, their initial reaction was that they were fact-checking it.
While her father is fighting for his life, having had his leg amputated in the Philippines, Meghan has taken this opportunity to let the world know that she now feels a reconciliation is impossible and she will never speak to him again, while the guy's fighting for his life.
I now refer to her as a spiritual reptilian. I think this is one of the most cold-blooded, heartless moves I have ever seen, or rather lack.
Nobody obstructed her attempts, and reportedly hospital staff said nobody tried to contact my dad. That's just a bullshit PR stunt. Having my sister trying to use the reporter being there, referring to Caroline Graham of the Daily Mail, who we just saw, as an alibi because she was getting a lot of social backlash for not contacting my dad. So that was her golden opportunity and fake reason.
She's never going to come and see her father. That's her main thing. She's a disgusting human being. The fact is, she said that it's going to be too expensive. She can't get a pass. Yes, and they won't pay for her.
This is a bad guy. No, he's not. He's desperate. He's desperate. And, you know, I think he just is looking for a way to get a hold of his daughter.
Seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren.
But the problem with Meghan, I think, is in particular, is that she always acts like she's superior. She always thinks, oh, I'm taking the high road. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. No, you're keeping a score. You're resenting your father.
Did Meghan take advantage of the controversy to get out? Some people think that in order to cut off her father before the most significant event of her life, she needed a good reason. Thomas was over overly familiar with her true background. He was familiar with the boyfriends, the financial hardships, relatives, the untidy family disputes, and the chronology of her ascent. He was aware of the aspects of her fabricated narrative that were untrue, and that understanding was perilous for someone who was fixated on images. Meghan didn't stop to inquire as to whether her father had been duped or humiliated when the staged pictures came to light. She didn't wait to hear his perspective. Rather, she forcefully closed the door and never reopened it. One error turned into a long-term justification. Thomas Markle turned into the antagonist in a tale he never penned, and one scandal served as her cover. Here's the issue with deleting someone, though. Eventually, real life catches up. The absence of Thomas Markle from Meghan's life doesn't appear to be a singular occurrence when you zoom out. Since Thomas wasn't the first or the last person to be removed from Meghan's universe, it appears to be a pattern. Childhood friends say the same thing. Meghan never looks back once she's moved up. Those who assisted her in landing early acting roles are no longer with her. Co-workers who helped her through the difficult years are no longer with her. Even Suits cast members discreetly acknowledged that she distanced herself as soon as Hollywood began to take notice. One by one, her relatives on both sides withdrew until there was only stillness. The royal family followed. She hugged them at first. She described them as accepting, friendly, and warm. She claimed to have at last discovered her rightful home. However, she entirely shut them out as soon as conflict arose, and her image was called into doubt. Same pattern each time: silence, explosion, closeness, and tension. Anyone who is aware of her true history, narrative, or personality becomes dangerous. Father is crucial to the whole issue because of this. Thomas Markle is more than just a parent, he is a witness, someone who is aware of everything Meghan is now attempting to hide. So she just cut him out of her story rather than confronting him.
She sent this letter while her dad was nearly dying in a hospital in Cebu in the Philippines, not to offer him a message of hope, not to pray for his survival, but to berate him, to lecture him, to abuse him, in part because one of the only people who has stood by him is a journalist for the Daily Mail. Well, it is a disgusting new low.
Messy Markle is back. Meghan says she emailed her father after his life or death surgery, though he says otherwise. The email she supposedly used has been inactive for 5 years. It seems funny to me that one of Fortune's most powerful women can't make a simple phone call to her father. Wednesday, Meghan drops "With love, Meghan." Harry is on the Colbert Show, and we get word that Thomas is in the hospital. And Meghan's team, their initial reaction was that they were fact-checking it.
Sleuths on the internet using the picture of Thomas Markle, they found the hospital he's in, they know exactly where he is. Don't tell me that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, with their security detail, their team, their agents, all of the resources at their disposal, they can't find their father.
It's no mystery that Meghan pays people to go after anybody who says anything bad about her. Meghan, you're going to be dragged into a sewer by all those dark shadows, into a sewer where you belong, because you're only putting out all this PR shit to boost your public image.
Well, if you've built a brand on compassion, on kindness, you got to follow through with it. You can't lecture us all on being sweet to one another during the holidays, and then this happens to your dad and you don't call him.
When a father loses his limb, his daughter, one of the wealthiest, most entitled, and protected women alive, does nothing at all. No visit, no declaration, not even a token act of kindness. What does it say about you to be able to overlook your own father when he was at his lowest point? It struck so deeply because of this. Politics had nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with tabloids. It has nothing to do with celebrity rumors. It was about the fundamental assumption that when a parent is in pain, a child will turn up. The entire discourse shifted when people stated it aloud. Instead of being a regal tale, it turned into a moral one, a tale of character rather than celebrity. Suddenly, Meghan's stillness didn't seem calculated. It appeared to be cruel. Even those who had supported Meghan for years were shocked by what she was doing. As Thomas Markle lay in a hospital bed recuperating from the shock of losing his limb, she was advertising high-end chocolate bars, beautiful makeup, beautiful lighting, and the ideal Christmas look. People recognized right away that her true father was dealing with one of the worst medical problems a person can encounter. Not only was the timing poor, but it was disastrous. A woman who had built her entire business around concepts like love, family, compassion, and healing suddenly appeared to be in a different world, one in which pain was irrelevant unless it improved her reputation. Then, when viewers discovered something even odd, criticism intensified. Thomas Markle wasn't perfect. No parent is. In order to pay for Meghan's schooling, Dad put in a lot of overtime on film sets. He helped her gain her first break by using his contacts in the industry. When she was struggling, he paid her bills. Long before anyone knew her name, he had faith in her. He still hasn't heard from her when he awakens following an amputation. No text, no phone call, not even a private note wishing him well. He doesn't want to be famous. He's not requesting cash. He's not requesting an apology. Before his body failed, all he ever wanted was to see his grandchildren. However, Meghan's silence prevented that dream from happening. Life has a harsh way of exposing our true selves. You may practice a speech, polish a brand, and write a Netflix special, but you can't pretend to be sympathetic when someone is in pain. Meghan will always carry this moment with her. Her decision to choose chocolate bars over her dying father during the Christmas season will live on in every interview, event, and new initiative she does. Because sometimes your refusals, rather than your actions, what produce the biggest scandals. She will never be able to change that aspect of her tale. Please let me know what you think, if this astonished you as much as it shocked everyone else. Leave a comment and subscribe to this channel for further videos.